My name's Patrick Faulkner. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am reviewing a Gibson ES-235. This is a friend of mine's guitar. She bought it on Reverb. Um, I guess it's like something from 2018. But they recently put out something called the Demo Shop. So this is a Demo Shop ES-235. So my initial thought when I saw it was, wow, that looks great. And when you look at the top and the body and everything, you're just like, wow, that looks awesome. And then as I got to see it, my friend asked me to put new strings on it and just kind of, kind of work on it, just look at it a little bit. A couple little things I noticed. And this would be hard to even show on Zoom or on YouTube because of it. But I noticed that the low E string doesn't quite line up properly with the strings. I noticed that there's like little brackets that should be under the tunematic bridge that are like little support brackets. They're missing. The truss rod cover didn't really go in and lay flush. I had to get a countersink and get that to work. The fretwork, I'll be honest, especially the edges, the fret edges were, they said they were a 4 or 4.5, and I'm not going to give Gibson that much credit. The guitar sounds really good. I mean, the quality of the components I think are the same. Although this switch is not a USA switch. This is like an import switch. So that will be suspect in a couple of years. And because of the way this guitar is designed, it's kind of complicated really to fix it. You end up having to tie a string to the switch and then trying to drop it down and get it back through the hole, and then you have to kind of do the same thing. So you end up having to string everything up, and working on these guitars is pretty complicated. So I'm glad I don't have to do that now. I mean, so what I think happened was when the guy who set it up, when he did it, he lined up the bridge pickup to the bridge, and he lined the neck pickup up to the neck, but he didn't make sure that everything was centered properly. So it looks like the bridge is like shifted down a little bit, and the neck is shifted up, so it's like kind of off-centered. And I ended up having to move one of the bridge saddles. I took the one that was on the D string because it seemed to be closest to the size I needed for the high E. The high E was over like a millimeter too far over, and so it was causing the high E string to fret out. And even now, it's still a pretty easy thing to achieve. And I think it's because the edges of the fretboard are rolled a little bit too much. And maybe it was because they were trying to deal with the lacquer or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm in that middle position. I was like, what does that sound? Because I don't usually play on the middle position. But the guitar sounds great. I mean, I did some fret work on it. It had a couple of dead frets at 15, 16, and 17. Now they sound good. When you play it unplugged, the G string does get a little bit kind of crunchy up here at the top. I think it might be because the string, it maybe isn't entering the bridge saddle completely straight, and so it may be kind of catching on one side or something. I didn't notice a burr at all, and I don't really want to cut these My friend was kind of particular about this, and so I'm kind of leaving it in as close to upgraded stock. That's kind of what I would call it. I'm not gonna full out like go to town on this, but I noticed there was some like divots here on the high A string. And so when you play it, it's I got those filed out, and I got the buzz out of the low E. Yeah, if you hit it hard enough, you'll get some. But that's really true of any guitar, you know? I feel like somebody who's really like, no, it needs to have no buzz ever, then you just raise your bridge height. You know, you just end up having worse action. Um, I mean, other than that, yeah, I think you'll have to go get your guitar plecked. It sounds really good though. So it just seems like Gibson is kind of just like pushing out all the stuff, all the like backlogs of guitars that they've had done that maybe before they couldn't sell, and now they have people who are like, oh, Gibson, they've changed their quality control policy and everything's so much better, and it's like, no, I think they've just decided they're gonna start a new store and call it the Demo Shop. I don't think I can really show it to you, but on the back of the headstock they have a little dot right here, and it says Demo. It is what it is. I don't think it really hurts the value, because for me a guitar needs to play well, it needs to feel good. So I sanded the edges of the frets a little bit, just to smooth it out so it's not rough, right? You can still see all the like bubbling in the lacquer, and I'm not going to fix that. I'm not going to fix that. I'm going to leave it. My friend my friend doesn't really want me to do it, so at least I don't think she does. Here, I got to take my finger brace off to do that. So my final thoughts on the guitar. I feel like this is the kind of guitar that I would suggest to somebody who can do the work themselves. If you know how to work on guitars and you can do some fret work, and maybe you don't mind doing a little bit of the finish work on it, I think you'd end up with a really nice guitar. She didn't actually buy it from the demo shop though, because this guitar and this color was so hard to find. Somebody resold it, and so there's always a markup when they do that. Um, and I definitely would not suggest doing that, just because Gibson was selling it for like $600 less than what she paid, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. So I wanted to do this for her just to get it together. She's a longtime friend, and this is, it's like a lifetime type of guitar. This is the kind of guitar you get for a lifetime. And so for that kind of money, I feel like you could get a studio, you can get a Les Paul type thing, but that's not what she wants. She wanted this, and it took her a couple years to find it, and so I think she's gonna keep it because of the character that there is to it, and um, I think now it's playing much better and it's much cleaner, and but if you're not able to do that kind of work, I'm not sure I would suggest getting one. I even had to do some of the kind of smooth out the nut and some of the slots, and there's a little bit of string binding, and I tried to get that out as much as I could without affecting the height too much. Um, she has a kind of a heavy hand and she has a hard pick, so she really kind of digs in a little more than I do. Even I'm actually a little bit more subtle. And this guitar feels pretty subtle when I'm playing it and just kind of moving around. It seems like a kind of a quiet conversation you have with a friend over coffee late at night. I have a compressor on, so it kind of kills a little bit of the dynamics when I push into it like that. So yeah, all in all, I think it'll be a really nice guitar for her. Um, but I'm not sure I would suggest somebody buying this who maybe doesn't know how to do any of their own guitar work. It looks great. It came looking like this. There's no real blemishes to speak of, but everything then is actually structural or the way it was constructed. So hopefully long term there's not going to be more issues to have to deal with. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short little video on this Gibson ES-235.